Whenever I put my hair up like this, I feel like Violet Baudelaire from Series of Unfortunate Events when like she had to tie her hair up so that she could think and like be serious. That's what I feel like. So today I'm going to take you along on how I meal prep for the week and how I plan out what I'm going to eat for the week. It's pretty chill. I'm not like super crazy about it, but I'm going to show you kind of how I think through what I want to eat, how I'm going to use up what I have, and yeah, so stay tuned. I'll show you how I'm going to plan out what I make. So I got this awesome meal planning like pad from Sai Studio. I'll link it below. And I really like it because the way it works is that first you write down what you already have and what you need to use up, and then from there you come up with meal ideas, plot it out, and then anything you're missing you can make a to buy list. And this was a real game changer for me because for a long time I was always thinking about like what do I want to make, and I wasn't always as good about focusing on what I needed to use up. And I still would usually, that's where I would usually do for like lunches, make like a grab bag bowl of any weird leftover stuff. But I really like this way of working through it, especially now that I've been trying to shop more in bulk and try to buy like more things at one go at the grocery store because I'm trying to stay out of the outside world. This has been super helpful. So let's start filling it out and deciding what we're gonna eat this week. So I try to think about the things that I know I need to use up because either they're starting to go bad or they will. And so in this case, I know that I have mushrooms in there that need to be cooked. So even if I'm not gonna like make a dish with them, I know I at least need to like saute them up so they won't go bad. Another thing is like lettuce. I need to make a point to make sure that I eat the lettuce before it goes bad. And so incorporating it into like salads or doing lettuce wraps or whatever so that that gets used up. And then I also, in the freezer section, like to make note of like quick meals. So like I wrote down that I have Beyond Burgers, and even if I might not put them into my meal prep, it's like a good reminder if I have a day where I don't have anything and I'm like, I want something quick, I'd be like, okay, I can make a burger really quick or something. So I try to put in the little like pre-made things as well, because sometimes meal plans don't go according to plan, and even though you think you're gonna eat something or you think you're gonna cook something one night, life happens, and that's cool too. So depending on the week and like what I have planned to cook for like recipe testing or like trying out new things, sometimes I kind of throw in one like full recipe and then just kind of fall back on my favorites, or like I said, things that are super versatile. Like a salad can use up just about anything you have in the fridge. This week I do want to try out, I got this book from the library, Sweet Potato Soul, and there is a jackfruit jambalaya recipe. Let's see. I feel like a really bad teacher. Can you see it? Can you see the picture? That looks really good, and I have some jackfruit pushed back in the pantry, and I have all the other ingredients that are pretty basic, or I can sub something in similar enough, so I want to try that out. Okay, so here is the meal plan. So basically every day for breakfast I eat either like eggs on a sandwich or eggs and veggies or whatever, so I don't really have to plan out my breakfast because that's not something that's difficult for me to think about or figure out. And then for lunches I usually just kind of alternate some of my options. Like this week I'm going to try to eat a lot of salad because I know I need to eat some greens and use up the lettuce that I've bought. Also, baked potato is a pretty simple option, especially if I bake them ahead of time and then I just have to warm them up. Also, towards the end of the week, I usually just put in a generic like leftovers, because usually I have more things left over than I plan, or again, it's just another place where I can make like a grab bag bowl with whatever little bits of leftovers I have. I'm not super strict with my planning, so I kind of like just putting in that, like, whatever's left. And then for dinner, I kind of think about the things that I'm going to cook. So again, alternating between like risotto and jambalaya. Maybe on Friday I'll do the fried tofu. And again, like these can all switch around. Like if Wednesday I'm feeling really inspired to cook and I want to have tofu then I'll just slide down whatever I have left. Saturday I put in maybe pizza because our family has been doing pizza nights periodically on the weekends, which is pretty fun. And then anything that doesn't get eaten during the leftover spot, obviously, will just roll over into next week. And it's a pretty easy way to take away some of the decisions when you're hungry because, oh, it's Monday, I'll make a salad. And I like that. And then the way I like to do my meal prep kind of depends on what's on the schedule, kind of. So, obviously, like a jambalaya, I'm gonna make the whole dish and make enough that I have leftovers that I can eat several times. But sometimes I'll just prep like a couple cups of rice so that I have rice on hand, or like, I mean, salad doesn't really have to be prepped, but I know I have the lettuce ready to go. And then if I have like if I was gonna make like a Tex-Mex salad, if I know I have fried corn in there already, if I know I have soy chorizo in there already, I know I have like some sort of other vegetable I might mix in there, that I know all the pieces are already assembled and cooked and ready to go, and then I just have to dump it all into a bowl and eat it. So that's kind of how I like to meal prep, usually get all the pieces ready to go. Like for the baked potatoes, like bake the potatoes today maybe, and then I'll have them for the week, but I don't have the whole thing like perfectly assembled in a bento box ready to pull out like, oh yes, here's Wednesday's lunch. That's too excessive for me. But if that works for you, more power to you. So check back in when I start prepping some of these ingredients. So I'm going to prep the risotto and make it in my Instant Pot. So you need borio rice and then vegetable broth. I'm using some that I made. And then I'm just staying super simple, seasoning it with onion and garlic powder, salt, and pepper. And then I'm going to put it in the pressure cooker on the risotto setting for 7 minutes. And unfortunately, we had a tragedy and the mushrooms got moldy before I got to them. So I'm just going to keep it super simple with some Dubliner cheese, olives, and then a pesto to flavor it. So I'm just going to mix all of that in to my plain rice, and it's a super easy meal. And then while the rice was cooking, I was also working on the jambalaya. This recipe turned out so good. It made a giant batch of food that fed me for the week. So once it was done, I just put it in some containers to store in the fridge. A typical breakfast usually starts with one of these everything bagels from Canyon Bakehouse. They have the best gluten-free bagels. When you live in a mixed gluten household, so you have to have 2 toasters, one for gluten and one for gluten-free. I usually keep my breakfast pretty simple. A toasted bagel, I've been loving this chipotle mayo, and then I just make some scrambled eggs. I am too lazy to mix my eggs in a bowl. I know that's the right way to do it, but you know, you do what works for you, and for me that's mixing up my eggs in the pan, and I don't really care. And then when they're done, just throw them on the bagel with a little coffee and you're good to go. When I was prepping my risotto and my jambalaya, I also baked the potatoes, and today I'm doing a Tex-Mex potato with some black refried beans, some pickled jalapenos that I made, some fried corn with spices, and salsa. Super easy and really tasty. And then for a snack, I had some trail mix because it's got everything you need in a snack, sweet and salty. Here's another lunch where I made a salad basically with my same Tex-Mex ingredients. I used up the rest of my corn, the rest of the refried beans, some pickled jalapenos, and it's super easy. Another night, I didn't know what I wanted to eat, so I dug into the freezer and found some Brazzi bites. And then I got on this kick where I really wanted a chicken biscuit, so I made some biscuits, and then I was going to try out that fried tofu recipe I had seen, and oh my god, this was so good. I realized I hadn't had fried food in years because it's never gluten-free, and if it is, it's like fried chicken. And so you have to check out this fried tofu recipe. I will leave it linked in the description. Turned out
so good. You can shallow fry in a pan so it's not too messy. And yeah, amazing. Look at that! I basically made myself Chick-fil-A biscuits. I can't believe it.
And I forgot to end the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little glimpse into how my brain thinks through meal prepping and a bit of what I eat in a week. If you would like to see more content about how to meal prep and how to get things ready for the week ahead, let me know. It's pretty much how I try to cook on a week-to-week basis. And I will link all the recipes that I used below if they're free online, and also link the cookbook that I made the jambalaya from. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!